What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So let's talk about AMC really quick and break down some things that, maybe can create some excitement, talk about how the stock performed today, also talk about maybe the Ortex data, chart exchange data, and everything like that. But before we start, make sure you guys hit that like button, also hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. Now, as I was doing research for AMC today, um, I was trying to look up some AMC news to see if there's anything out there that we can talk about, why we can see this thing run, or something like that. And I always like to look for news that's kind of relevant. And if there's not really anything that I can really add to the situation, then typically I'm not going to make a video on it. And I ran into a bunch of different videos to where it was just like, oh, this thing, confirmed. This thing, we're going to see the squeeze tomorrow, and we're going to see this thing run to $8,000 or $100,000 or whatever. And it's just crazy to see so many videos like that while we see the market, so down. And I just think about it and I'm like, this is like truly misleading. Like I try and do like clickable titles, obviously, but I try and bring something to the forefront, like why I believe it's going to make a move in the next however many months, a year from now or whatever I actually say. Like I always try and do something clickable because it has to be. That's YouTube. But it freaking bothers me when I'm trying to do research and it's like this thing is confirmed, this connection with GME and, or, NFTs or, whatever. I like to basically get a lot of that information. And if nothing in that video is relevant to what you actually put in that title, it makes no sense. You have to have something that's relevant. Whether you're joking and you address that joke or whatever, but if there's nothing, then it bothers me. So, anyways, that's my total rant, and I probably have 5 more years worth of ranting about stuff. But we're going to talk about AMC. So we're going to dive into this detail here. Basically, I wanted to start with movies. So the excitement really around AMC is really to understand the volume that we would have of people that are going to see movies in 2022. And I wanted to just start out with some of the most popular movies that we can expect to see in 2022, which would increase revenue, right? Because we saw Spider-Man No Way Home create a huge impact to the movie theater business or industry. And then also having The Matrix going to be making a huge move. You're going to have things in 2022 that are going to make a huge move. And what are those movies? Well, mainly, before we get into anything that's here, that Marvel movies are going to be the forefront of that list, right? They're going to be at the forefront of that list. Obviously, you see Scream here if you're a fan of Scream, but there's a lot of different things that are out there, and I think Marvel movies are the thing that really drive more and more volume, billions of dollars worth of volume, as you saw with Spider-Man No Way Home. So not only is it going to be Marvel, it's also going to be DC, right? What is it? The DCEU? Is that what it is? Um, you're going to be looking at Batman, right? Batman is going to be hitting theaters. You're going to see Scream. You're going to see Thor: Love and Thunder. You're going to see a lot of different movies. Top Gun. So just a ton. Jurassic World. I'm really excited about that. So there's a lot of different things that are going to hit the theaters that actually will make people really, really excited about going there. So I think the movie theater industry will never die. I don't think, viewing movies in theaters will ever be gone completely because it makes no sense. And then movie theater, the industry would have to dial down the amount that they spend on movies. So, ultimately, I think, it's here to stay. So I wanted to start out with that good news to understand that there's a lot of movies that are out there. But let's go ahead and get into the Ortex data of what did happen with AMC today. You can see that there were 1.5 1.58 million borrowed shares and 1.39 million return shares. So it's really a net positive change in the short interest of 0.18%. You can see that we're at about 17.05%. That obviously doesn't paint or the real picture of exactly what this is, but we're looking at 87 million, 87.5 million shares that's out there, 104 million shares on loan. You have 76.5 in utilization. So again, what does that mean? It doesn't really mean much. It's just giving you that short interest percentage based on the borrowed versus return amount and what's left out there. I just don't really take. I like this information, but it's also something that I feel like is being, um, misunderstood in a way, to where people think that this is the amount that people are shorting, 1.5 million, when it's clearly what we're seeing here. 57% short in one day. Over the last day, you can see the 28th, 15 million short, 15.3 million shorted shares out of the 26.8 million volume. Obviously, the volume is a little bit higher there. Not all of it was reported here, but you do see out of this data that we're seeing here, 57% of it was short. Over the last 30 days, 55%. 55% short. That's only the short volume. Looking at the selling volume, that's a different story, right? You're adding in extra negative volume into it. That's why you see this large impact that we are seeing. And it's kind of sad. I talk about it all the time about the fact that I don't like what they're doing, because I don't like what they're doing, and nobody should, right? Even they shouldn't like what they're doing. I guess the only way that they like what they're doing is, they're making money from it. But obviously, they're not making money from it unless they're making money elsewhere, and we don't know that. We don't know the background data to that. We don't know all that information. So we leave it at that. But let's go ahead and look at the stock. Let's see how the stock performed today. You can see here that currently the position closed at 27, or it didn't close yet. Oh yeah, it did just close. $27.95, up about a percent, so kind of flat today. You could see the movement that it did have, the same as we saw the last couple of days. A large increase right from the start, a decent sized increase, getting closer and closer to 29, $30, and it resists hard away from that level of 29 or $30, decreases all the way down to a level of 26.65 of a low. Does bounce off of that low, increases above the 15 moving average very fast, and actually jumps above the VWAP and stair steps his way up above the 200 EMA, and then consolidates a little bit. After consolidation, you see a little bit of a dip, all the way down to these low levels here of 27. It bounces off of 27 and finds a way to increase up to 28 again, to which it resists again hard down to the 200 EMA. Very fast, within like an hour, it resists down to the 200 EMA and then starts to rise again, which is good to be able to see that rise. You know that there's buying strength, you know that there's fight. However, they keep shorting this thing. This is not normal activity. And I don't like to be that person that preaches, hey, they're just shorting, they're manipulating. That's what the stock market is. They manipulate. People with more money manipulate the system. And you could say, oh, no, it's not. But every single day trading, swing trading book, investing book will tell you that institutions control the market. Why do they control the market? Just because, right? They hold so much money, so they're putting so much money into that stock, selling the stock, liquidating the stock, whether it's, executives that are deciding to get out of it, or whether it's just, the business itself, or having a mass liquidation in a way. So it's ridiculous to know that institutions do hold so much leverage, and to know that hedge funds are growing more and more each day, to where they control everything, literally everything. And it's not just to the point where it's like, oh, well, certain people in organizations own stocks, and if they own 25 million, who are we to say that they can't sell their position? Yeah, that's right. They can sell their position. However, if they feel like they're going to sell their position, I think all of it should be known, especially with that big of a price, right? Or the amount of shares, right? If they're selling 2 million shares, that could be a huge impact. So some people will let us know. You have Adam Aaron that will come out and say, look, I'm going to sell this many shares or whatever. But then you have other institutions that are just like, I'll just do it, and we'll leave it at that. But then hedge funds really can do it without worrying about the business at all, because they don't care about the business. They only care about their profit. That's all. So anyways, I wanted to just do an update for you guys, just to give you some information. I don't know what the title of this video is going to be, but hopefully I don't make it too clickbaity, because I get annoyed by a lot of those that say, oh, this is going to, $1,000 in the next hour. And here's a ton of proof. Like I know that this will make a move. I know that this will squeeze. And that's what I believe. But I don't have a times table on it, and nobody can really predict exactly when it's going to make that move. So, anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. Also, check out my Patreon. If you guys want to join the Patreon, I do alerts over there for crypto and for stocks. If you want to check out the Profit Apparel store, feel free to do that and get yourself a t-shirt or some joggers or whatever. Profitsapparel.com. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.